Whenever people ask, what has inspired you to do this work? With no hesitation, I say Ama, Taiwanese for grandmother. A woman with rudimentary education who lived in a small village of Taiwan. Ama was able to put food on the table as a single mother and home-based seamstress to raise my mom and my two uncles after her alcoholic husband died young. Ama sewed many matching outfits for me and my late sister Ming, who is a year younger than me. We look practically like adorable twins in our matching plaid suits, Chinese qipao, floral dresses, and countless other looks. There were always the sound of foot pedal sewing machines in her house, as she worked away making many clothes for ladies in the neighborhood. When she learned that my family would be moving from Taiwan to Saudi Arabia in a couple months, she took measure of me and my sister and took out 2 rolls of chiffon fabric, 1 turquoise, 1 apple crisp cream, and began to sew us dresses. As you can see, chiffon is one of the toughest fabric to sew. They're extremely delicate and easy to snag. To these days, I still don't know why she wanted to make me and my sister such fancy dresses. Perhaps it was her goodbye gift to us, as Ama passed away a couple years later. However, I did wear that dress to my middle school graduation in Saudi Arabia. I was the fanciest graduate with many staring eyes. With 2 global moves from Taiwan to Saudi Arabia and to America, this dress always came with me. About 9 years ago, my daughter Anna even wore that dress at our family reunion dinner in Taiwan. The dress had traveled around the globe with me and my family. Today, this dress is on a model at the display window at the Refugee Arts Initiative in Lake City, Washington. As a guide and inspiration, Ama has taught me what it means to give women tools and skills to become self-sufficient and financially independent. As an immigrant woman, it is my way of giving back and pay forward. I feel incredibly honored to be able to work with women, about 25 of them so far, from around the world that are resettled in Seattle. In the past 5 years, they are from Burma, Ethiopia, Bhutan, Vietnam, Morocco, Afghanistan, and many more. One artisan, her name's Diba, from Afghanistan, her story really stood out as an example of heart of sustainability. Diba and her family escaped Taliban not once, but 3 times in a span of 20 years. Her family escaped to Iran and Turkey as a refugee during the first Taliban attack when the U.S. occupation occurred. They moved back and had some stability as Diba's husband worked as a generator mentor at the U.S. military base. However, with Taliban violence against citizens rising, the family did not feel safe. Again, they escaped to Turkey. About 7 years ago, they finally applied as a refugee status and be resettled to Seattle about 4.5 years ago. Diba and her 5 children, ages 3 to 21, finally come to Seattle. Now you see, Deepa's job prospects were very green, with little education, not speaking English, not able to drive, and have children to tend for. Until she was connected to Refugee Arts Initiative about 1.5 years ago. In case we don't know who we are a nonprofit partnered with refugee and immigrant women for a prosperous transition in the U.S. through skill training and micro-business development. Deepa is a self-taught sewer, crafter, and a quick learner just like my ama. She sews and knits most of her own clothes and for her family. Her sewing skill came really handy at the beginning of the pandemic when there were no masks to be found. Deepa, along with 11 other artisans in our program, sewed over 80,000 masks. 80,000, that's a lot of masks. From home. They were repurposed from donated and used clean bed sheets that are Amazon returns. Their work helped to protect our healthcare workers, Metrobus drivers, prisoners, Navajo Nation neighbors, and many, many more. Deepa made her first paycheck in America and more. Last August, Deepa came with her husband, show us a new car she purchased for her husband, Abdul, so he could have a better car to drive as a Uber driver. Despite her busy home life and sewing and knitting project, Deepa finds time to show appreciation. She often brings the Afghanistan salty cake to share with us. One time, she even made an Afghan feast with 3 giant trays of Afghan steamed dumplings and a honey cake to share. Now, she made a separate aromatic gluten-free chicken for one of my staff, where she learned that she had a gluten allergy. So another time, Deepa surprised me by presenting me with a shawl that she knitted. It took her over 10 hours, and it's one of my favorite shawls. So early August, after she presented us with the car that she bought for her husband, Deepa went back to Afghanistan with her 9-year-old daughter, Yalda, to attend her sister's wedding, as she had not seen her over a decade. She will return on August 17, which is the day after Taliban took over. The thought of Deepa's husband and 4 sons are alone here in Seattle while they were in Afghanistan. It's just unthinkable to us. So, our entire team at RAI knew that we need to take action to get them out of Afghanistan before anything bad could happen to them. We reached out to Washington State, our Congresswoman, Pamela Jayapal, and King Schreier, to work with them to get Deepa, her daughter, and her daughter-in-law, her son's oldest son's wife, out of Afghanistan. Despite multiple failed attempts to get them to the airport, we persist until they finally able to get on the plane. This happened just hours before the deadly attack bombing at the Kabul airport. Their safe return is still a miracle. So what does Heart of Sustainability mean to me? 2 levels. On the organization level, that Refugee Arts Initiative, we practice what's called circular economy, that we were providing our artisans with clean sheets and able for them to repurpose them into medical scrub, mask, and many other ways. So we provide them with jobs and able to provide them with skills. On the personal level, that I know that we show caring in the most authentic way and through meaningful action. See, my Amma showed me through this amazing dress that she made for me, and that has inspired me to know that tools plus skill can transform life. And Deepa showed her love through providing us with beautiful food and a shawl that keep me warm. Through these authentic interactions, life changes, legacy live on. I can feel Amma's spirit as she's smiling from heaven.